All right, so let's go to Nintendo.
Yeah, let's go.
Nintendo in 2021. A lot to go over with Nintendo, actually, because even like their first few months coming up is actually, we just talked about this, it was pretty packed. We talked about Persona 5 Strikers, Monster Hunter's coming up, right?
Yeah, we got a demo this month. Monster Hunter Rise demo this month.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's cut the BS. When's the direct? Let's go. When's the direct?
Okay, Nate already. We get to the 1st of January. Nate's already out here tweeting an hour after midnight. I saw that.
I agree with
January. Where's the direct?
You know, Nintendo never I don't remember them doing like big.
They don't do January directs, do they?
They do mini. They've done.
Didn't
like
they do one in 2019?
Did they? I feel like they did minis. I feel like
they did mini. They've done mini directs in January, but I think they might have had a big direct. But usually they wait till like March or something like that for like the big. Like 2018, it was March. That's when they announced Smash Brothers. Yeah. I think 2019.
They will have a direct this month, and it'll be for the Mario 3D World. That'll be it. Mario 3D World.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, well, because 3D World's coming. It's coming out next month.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. Yeah. So the only other direct I can think of this month that could happen is from the Pokemon Company.
Yeah.
That's one I could see because they might even be like, yeah, we'll date Pokemon Snap. We'll take care of that. But there's also the rumors of the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Pokemon 25th anniversary is coming up, which means they'll probably also talk about merchandise. Maybe they'll talk even about the card game. I don't know. They can do all kinds of stuff, but I feel like they might want to do their own direct because they still have to tell us about Pokemon Sleep.
Or like Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah. So I feel like out of like Nintendo probably doesn't even need to do a massive direct in January. They might just do it in February or something, but I feel like the Pokemon Company could be one that actually does it because like if they have the remakes at the end of the year, let's say in like November or even October, they'd want to release Snap in like the first half of the year then. So like that could be, I could see that as a really good like summer type game like May or something for Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. What do you guys think about Breath of the Wild 2? When do you think?
Oh, good. Okay,
Hell
so
yeah.
So we have a bunch of anniversaries coming up, and I mean, it's an easy way for them to sell a bunch of stuff around an anniversary, around like so many years. So we have the Zelda.
An easy way for them to not give us Metroid this year.
Okay, so we got the Zelda anniversary, we got Metroid anniversary. Zelda anniversary though, I mean, we saw what they just did for Mario, and then we got Zelda coming up, and I mean, Mario and Zelda, it's like their big franchises right now for like over like so many decades. We got 35 years of Zelda now, so you figure
coming HD pack.
Okay. John? So I would like them to do like a collection, and like how they did with the GameCube, where they had like they had 1 and 2, and then they had Ocarina of Majora's, but maybe do something like Wind Waker thrown in there instead, and maybe they throw Twilight Princess in there. I don't know. Is that a lot of value?
I think we'll get that. That's what I'm thinking when I think about a collection.
What about Skyward Sword?
All right, I would like Skyward Sword to just be its own thing, and they rework it so that you could still use the controls, like just regular controls, and it's a $60 game they put out towards the end of the year as like one of their big releases.
I think that's the move. But where would but Breath of the Wild 2? It's like,
so they would have to make the Mario stuff happened really fast. It was like because of the situation with this past year with the pandemic. Things got shifted around pretty drastically. It sounded like Mario. We should have already been playing Mario 3D World from what it was sounding like. So I feel like the Mario anniversary stuff almost got just compressed heavily. Like I feel like they would do better off making the Zelda stuff more of a 10-month thing or a 9-month thing rather than like a 3-month thing. So maybe they do that Zelda collection. Maybe that's something to do like in the first half of this year too.
Doing it in March when every Mario game gets deleted. They go, well, how about Zelda?
Yeah. It could be something that kicks off the fiscal year in April or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not do that? Why not do Skyward Sword like over like the summer, and then you finish up the whole celebration with you drop Breath of the Wild 2 at the end of the year.
That'd be pretty good, man.
I love the idea of that. If that happens, this might be my favorite Nintendo year ever.
It gets better. They also do Zelda Triforce themed Joy-Cons too.
All right, now we're just dreaming, okay?
I like the idea of it being a longer celebration for Zelda, though. I think that would be, if they can plan it out better than what obviously they were able to do this past year, where they announced the 3D collection, that it's coming out in like a week or two or something. It was very quick. That's kind of what I'm thinking there. But I think they'll lean into some of these anniversaries, because why not? It's like easy money for them to do that. What do you think, Nate? What do you think about the 9-month long Zelda anniversary celebration?
Well, the longer they do it, the better for them, because anything's better than here's a game for 4 months and then we take it away from you. If you can give us it for 9 months.
I do think that I think the collection will happen something similar, because though, again, there's a lot of value if you have 4 different Zelda games, 2 of them being bigger 3D titles that they just sold for $6 the previous generation. So I kind of think they'll be like, maybe this will be like a 4-month, 5-month run.
Yeah, it's mostly comes down just to timing for the entire thing, because Mario, everything released in September, the birthday month of the franchise. The problem is Zelda's birthday month is February, which would run into Mario's 35th year. So we're probably not going to get those games in February for the birthday month of the franchise, so they would have to push it until in April or May.
Yes.
And if you give us Twilight Princess and I guess Wind Waker for $60, it's not a bad proposition from a value standpoint.
Yeah.
Give us Skyward Sword a few months later, and then it's leading up to Breath of the Wild 2. It's not a bad rollout. It's not overly exciting. It's kind of...
I mean, we're all buying that stuff, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, every part of it. Every part of it.
Yeah, Nintendo knows all their fans are going to buy it, and then after 6 months, they're going to look at it and say, why did I buy this again? But it doesn't matter by then. Breath of the Wild 2 will be out, so you'll forget that you bought Twilight Princess for the 4th time and realized, God, this game's opening sucks.
They got me again.
Or the Triforce Hunt is horrible in Wind Waker. Why am I playing this? Like, damn it, Nintendo. But it's simple. It's a good enough anniversary celebration for the franchise. They'll probably do that random stuff. You'll get like Zelda sneakers from Van, and
finally
Old Navy will have a polo shirt with Triforces on it that people will be like, yeah, I can't wait to spend $80 on this.
Lego set?
What would you do for a Lego set, though?
They're going to sell
like
10 Lego Triforces, and they automatically explode in 32 days. So you have to hurry up and make your YouTube video.
I will say this, though. I think that there's also a lot of people, believe it or not, there's still a lot of people who haven't played Wind Waker and haven't played Twilight Princess, because they were re-released on the Wii U, but Wii U didn't sell that great. So it's not like a bunch of people who have the Switch now and played it. So the last time, honestly, was like, that was the Wii. It was the Wii and the GameCube. So it's been quite a bit of time on anything that was a popular system, overall. So I do think that a lot of people would be playing it for their first time, would be the Switch, would be playing it on there. So I think people are going to be excited. It'd be like a new game for a lot of people out there.
Yep. And hopefully they do something a bit more with it than what they did with the Mario stuff. Like at least put like a slipcover on the thing. Like at least do that. Like slipcover.
I don't know. I mean, if you look at Mario's 35th anniversary, if I'm Nintendo, I just sold 5 million copies of that game. I put in about as much effort as a kid making a pasta poster for their parent for their birthday gift. It was nothing. I just dropped some elbow macaroni on some glue and put it on a piece of paper and handed it to you. Nintendo did just about as much effort as that, and they made a ton of money. So if I'm Nintendo, I know you'll buy a minimal effort. Why am I going to try?
So is that how MVG makes games? Is that how you get it? Damn it, I'm going to be a game developer these days.
I want to.
I knew that's how you did it.
If you look at, I think it was the credits for 3D Collection. It's like 6 people made that thing for 3D All Stars.
I want to give them because of everything that happened last. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt for that packaging. They were just like, we got to get this thing out there.
It's very hard to predict how a Zelda collection is going to go, because last year was obviously a very, very terrible year, and they were up against it, right? So to Nate's point, Nate brings up a good point. Like, they don't have to put in a massive amount of effort and packaging to come up with something that's, because it's going to sell millions and millions of copies regardless. But I also do feel like they may treat this with more respect than
treat Zelda with respect. Come on, right? Yeah,
I think they'll definitely give it a little bit more treatment. Like, I mean, look at Fire Emblem last year. Look at the what that got. I mean, that got some really cool packaging for the special edition stuff. I want to see something like that with Zelda, and I think we will get that with Zelda.
See, maybe they can get away with it because Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are already HD'd. They're going to do nothing to those games. They're going to be straight ports of the Wii U game.
I didn't say they were going to do much with that. I mean, just the packaging.
They're putting in no effort on those two games. It's literally repackaging, and there you go. And we're going to happily hand over $60 for an effort that cost Nintendo a weekend's work to port. And maybe they can do a special box. I mean, even Skyward Sword for the 25th anniversary got the nice gold box with the gold Wii stick. At least they put in some effort there, and maybe, I mean, give us a soundtrack. Give us a little more than the bare minimum of what you gave us.
What if it wasn't just the two games? What if they took Minish Cap and threw it in there too? Oh,
they would throw that on Nintendo Switch Online before they would throw that in a package.
Whoa, that's Game Boy Advance, dude. That's like Switch 2 talk. We're not getting into that.
What I want to know is what happens to the Majora's Mask and the other N64 game, Ocarina of Time. I mean, they are obviously very, very important games when we talk about a Zelda collection, but I also feel like they don't really have any plans on bringing those to a collection. Do you think they will bring them to a collection, or do you think maybe they'll unveil N64, on the online?
That's what I kind of think. I think N64, and then those are part of it right away. Maybe
you actually, if I'm Nintendo and I thought these plans out fully, I'm in a perfect year where I have a new Pokemon Snap coming out, probably coming out after March. So if in March I can launch N64 games on Nintendo Switch Online as a pre-order bonus, I add Pokemon Snap N64 to Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh.
And now that gets you excited for new Pokemon Snap. Then I can put on Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask in anticipation of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker for the 35th anniversary collection. You can have this roadmap that's so simple to plan out, and you can take advantage of nostalgia and build up hype to your retail releases of these games and sell even more copies. But it's Nintendo. Will they actually do that?
We always think about them adding Nintendo Online stuff like the systems. We always think about them adding it around the anniversary of when most people signed up when they first launched it. But now we've cycled through so many and people have signed up at different times. They could technically announce Nintendo 64 for the online service in like April to start off their fiscal year if they really wanted to. Like I don't think they're bound to September or like October or something.
The only part I struggle with that is, do they increase the price?
Yep, that's gonna be the problem, because I feel like they can't, like, I think they're already up against it. Like, I think they're like, we have like 80 games on here right now. Well, but like, if you look at it from Nintendo, like they're looking at this like $20 a year for like all these Marios, all these Zeldas.
I mean, Nate, we just said that 3D All Stars sold 5 million plus whatever with ports or emulation that weren't really enhanced in any way. So if you slap Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time on a cartridge, that's going to sell 5 million just in the same way. So I think if they are going to offer those on a N64 online service, then they want to get a piece of that. I think they want a piece of that.
We got
that
pricing
money.
tiers.
They would want a piece of that, but I'll counter that with, we have Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS. We had remastered versions of those. Nintendo putting it on Nintendo Switch Online is going to be the original N64 versions. We're not going to have those quality of life improvements.
Nintendo doesn't even acknowledge that a 3DS exists anymore. I mean, we have to talk about the current
but Nate,
stuff.
what they did with the Nintendo and they did with the Super Nintendo is they launched with more than just like 2 or 3 games when they first put it out. So they would drop like 10, 15 N64 games all at once and keep it at $20 a year.
Nah, they want to keep it true to the N64 experience, and they would give us about 2 games a year.
That's probably true.
Well, yeah. I mean, the 64 library they'd blitz through that pretty quick if they went that. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, they could get some weird games. Couldn't they get like Jet Force Gemini or something? Throw it on there.
It's a great game. That's not a weird game.
It's better than GameCube, right? N64 with all the games that it has, right?
Well, I mean, GameCube, that's like $60 a year right there.
I'm not taking the bait today, OJ. Let's move on.
I tried to throw a little bit out there. It's okay. I'll calm down.
Okay. And then we do have Metroid 35th anniversary? Huh?
Huh? Who?
Huh?
I mean, I think Prime Trilogy might be something that comes this year, right? I mean,
well, okay. So the moment that Prime Trilogy actually gets announced, it tells me that Metroid Prime 4 is actually getting close to being ready to at least be shown and then maybe talked about for release.
I think of it as another way. I think we still need more time on Metroid Prime 4, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Metroid Prime Trilogy, and
yes,
enjoy it.
Do we know who is doing the? Because obviously Metroid Prime Trilogy was rumored for so long. I feel like even who was, because I almost thought it was Retro Studios who was porting that over.
Well, I mean, Nerd has the GameCube emulation, so do we know if it's a port or if it's just emulation? I mean, we don't really know what Metroid Prime Trilogy is now, because now that we know that Sunshine runs with emulation,
yeah, that's a good point.
They could just give the same treatment to Metroid Prime Trilogy, which is totally fine. I mean,
but they had to do something different for the Wii version of Galaxy, right? They had to do something a little different, and so I assume Metroid Prime 3 then would get some different work then too.
Yeah, they'd have to rework the controls in hopefully a better fashion than what they did for Galaxy.
Yes, yeah, but that, I mean, like, that's, I would like to think that Trilogy is coming out this year, but anytime I mention it, it's like it doesn't happen. So basically, if Prime 4, because Prime 4 that got rebooted in that was right at the beginning of 2019, so like I assume they figured all that stuff out maybe 2 or 3 months before and handed it off to Retro Studios. So like 2018, late 2018 maybe is when it officially got rebooted internally. Like I think if I had to guess, I'd assume it's right around there. So we're coming up on what, over 2 years now that it's been in development with Retro. It's 2018, 2020, now 2021. Yeah. So we think it's a 3-year dev cycle for this game.
No.
4-year, 5-year,
10-year.
Yeah, I mean,
depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, I mean, Metroid is the hardest thing to predict. I mean, I think Zelda. I mean, we're definitely going to get something as Zelda this year, but with Metroid, I mean, man, I just don't know. Like every year we talk about it, and it's like it's another year down. We're 4 years into it now, but I mean, we have to see something this year from Metroid. I mean, I think the Prime Trilogy is what we get.
I like the idea of the Prime Trilogy as well, even if that's all they do for the little anniversary thing, which I get it. Metroid's not like a massive franchise for them. I understand that. So that's something like that.
There's also the 2D Metroid rumors as well.
Yep.
I mean, that may be something. Maybe Prime Trilogy plus 2D Metroid.
I feel like you could release them like, I think that'd be okay because they wouldn't overrun each other. One's 2D, one's Prime. Which
Can I ask Nate, what is the studio Mercury Steam working on?
What is Mercury Steam working on?
Yeah, I just want to know. Do you know?
Yeah.
What are they working on?
Working on a 2D Metroid.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
That's what's it. There you go, guys.
It does. 2021 does seem like the year that they would, because that 2D Metroid's been rumored for a while now too.
So wait a minute, Nate. Can you say that again, just for people that miss? What are they working on? Mercury Steam.
Mercury Steam working on a 2D Metroid.
Okay. 2D Metroid, Mercury Steam. They're the same guys for the people in the chat. Those are the same ones who made Metroid: Samus Returns. Fantastic remake of Metroid 2. So maybe we see something this year. Now, are they working, Nate? Do you think it is a new game, or do you think it is a remake of an older game?
Well, now that is the $1 million question.
It is. So do you have $1 million answer? Say Metroid. Just say Metroid Fusion real slowly. It's
Remake Fusion. Remake Fusion.
Remake Fusion.
That'd be pretty cool actually if it was a remake of Fusion.
Dude,
Wouldn't
I
it be
hope
better if it was like a sequel to Fusion?
I mean, that'd be cool too. Yeah.
Yes, that is the correct answer.
I got all the material I need for a video. I'm good.
Yeah, right.
This is good.
Big leak. It's already. I'm gonna wake up 7 a.m. It's gonna be OJ going.
Pretty much. My Joy-Con boy shirt.
There's people in the chat saying Super Metroid remake. Do not remake Super Metroid. That game is perfect.
I don't think we really need it.
It does not need a remake.
I think
That's
that a sequel to Fusion though would be pretty good. I like the sound of that actually, especially if that's this year and they have Prime Trilogy not right next to it, but like around it, like a month or two around it or something. I think it'd be fine. That would be a good 2021 for Nintendo, because their holiday game would be, we think, maybe like Breath of the Wild 2 and then Pokemon thrown in there. Earlier in there, you have some Metroid action, Prime Trilogy, and then you have 2D Metroid. Talking about Pokemon Snap. When's Bayonetta 3 come out, actually?
Tomorrow.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, no. Dude, wait a minute. That's all I'm thinking. No More Heroes 3 is probably going to come out first half of this year, I assume. Because they were going to try to get it out last year. So I would, maybe that's something that follows up in April or May. Bayonetta 3, when does this game come out?
October this year. October.
August? Maybe August. I'm trying to piece together the release schedule for them right now. I'm like, August is still open right now with what I have written down. I am very concerned that Bayonetta 3 does not come out this year.
I'm not anticipating it does.
Oh, man.
I think it gets pushed into early 2022. First half 2022.
All right, so the amount of... Okay.
So what's Platinum working on then right now?
I think they're working on Bayonetta 3. There has to be something we don't understand with Bayonetta 3 right now.
They're working on... They did an update, which John, you talked about. I talked about it as well. So
yeah.
They said that Kamiya says the development's still going well. They know it's been a while, but it's still going well. They're also working on Babylon's Fall. You guys forgot about that game, PS4. Yep. So they're also working on that too. So those are the two games that we know. They're probably, and they're also working on the
Project
GG game. So those are the games that we do know that they're working on.
I'm just Bayonetta 3. There has to be something more to this game, because I think we're picturing like Bayonetta 2, right? What if they did something completely different, much larger, bigger for Bayonetta 3, and it's just taking them more time? That's where we are with expectations right now, right? Is like this has to be a much more complex game than we were expecting.
If it was Bayonetta 2.5, if it was just simply like it would have already been done.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have taken him this long. But what Kamiya said at the beginning, saying that he wants to do something completely different, like something that reinvents kind of like the action game. Like he didn't say that it was going to be like a simple follow-up. Because like if that was that, you could have just taken the same engine, just made the graphics a little bit better, and it probably would have been really good, right? It probably would have been fun. People would have liked it. I would have probably loved it. But it looks like they're trying to do something a bit different. It doesn't look like they're trying to do like the same thing.
Okay, so that is going to be interesting, because he'll keep getting asked. But they could even show the game though this year finally, because I think that's what people are really asking is like, why is this taking so long? What's the deal? If they show the game, it is a much bigger game than we were expecting, and it's coming out next year. Then people will be like, okay, it has a release year. We've seen it. That's fine. So at this point, I'm anticipating something from Pokemon this month, and then maybe something from Nintendo next month. That's kind of where I'm sitting right now. What does everyone else think about possible directs? Because Nate, you were asking for one as soon as the ball dropped, so I'm just trying to help you out.
Hey, just saying, where's the direct?
Okay, Pokemon Direct in 2 weeks, Nintendo Direct in a month.
I think they're going to be pretty silent this month, other than talking about what is Bowser's Fury. I think they're going to talk about that a little bit. And I think February they're going to start ramping up the year of Zelda.
What about the elephant in the room that we haven't even discussed yet? The new hardware revision.
The Switch Pro.
That's what we're finishing up with. That's what we're finishing
up with. Before we get into that, everyone we've touched on it briefly, but we've kind of ignored it. Is that January? Yeah, maybe a mini, maybe a partnership direct, maybe something from Mario. Nothing's too significant. February is Pokemon's birthday. It's Pokemon's 25th.
Yeah.
That's when they do the direct?
If I'm the Pokemon company, that's when I'm doing my direct.
Here it is, guys.
I'm going to lean into nostalgia as hard as I can.
Diamond and Pearl remake, Nate?
I think that's what you do at the end of the year, right? That's the big one?
Maybe.
Diamond and Pearl remake?
That's my favorite for those who don't know.
Well, what if they do Diamond and Pearl remake, and then they also take like Pokemon Yellow or Crystal and dropped it on the Switch?
I don't care about that. I just want a Diamond and Pearl. I want a Diamond and Pearl remake.
Well, that's what I want. The eShop for like $20 or something like that. They just drop it on there.
Those games play like Dookie. Like those games play horrible. Those games play so horrible. Like if they did like Gold and Silver, okay, those games play better. Like if they did like the ones that have already been remade, but like the original. The original Fire Red, yeah, but like the original ones play so
I like the original.
slow.
The artwork is so funny.
They suck, and I love them, bro. Love them.
If they do Fire Red, cool. Fire Red, Leaf Green, whatever. Yeah, that's dope because those were like remakes of the original ones, or like Golden Silver. Those are dope, but like the original ones, I don't know about those.
I feel like they're gonna have another eShop release too. I don't know how good it'll be, but I feel like they'll drop something on the eShop.
Pokemon Snap N64.
You really think they're gonna do that with Pokemon Snap, like a new Pokemon Snap game coming out this year? Think they'll also drop that on the 64? I mean, I guess, yeah.
If you're gonna celebrate Pokemon and I got a new Snap, I want to give you the old Snap as a part of that celebration, or I'm gonna make it a pre-order bonus. I'm gonna do something with it because it just makes too much sense. Why would I ignore the original Pokemon Snap? There's people who have never played that game, and I need to get you interested in this new, this new entry. You have no idea what it is. Let me introduce you to it. Let the game market itself with its original product.
Sure. I mean, we could see that. That'll be interesting. And though I'm sure there'll all kinds of merchandise and the trading card. I believe Jordan was telling me that new card set's coming out. So they'll do all kinds of stuff. They'll probably do stuff with the anime. So it'll be a big year for Pokemon fans. I will say that.